Now, NBC4 investigates.
Hundreds of victims of sexual assault at the hands of Ohio State University Dr. Richard Strauss are getting closer to what they've been asking for 5 years. Evidence. They've got claims pending in federal court against the university for Title IX violations and for failing to protect students from the predator doctor.
Colleen Marshall has been investigating the so-called culture of cover-up at OSU for 5 years now, and she's here now to tell us about the latest court filing. Colleen?
Well, it's what's known as the case management order. Each of the hundreds of plaintiffs who filed claims against the university has to fill out a court-ordered fact sheet detailing what happened to them. But there is also a discovery order for the defendant, Ohio State University, and none other than the new OSU president, Ted Carter, has to swear the answers are true. There are more than 500 men in 5 separate plaintiff group allegations against Ohio State, and all of them have to fill out this detailed fact sheet. Basic questions about marital status, education. And as most of the Strauss victims were Ohio State athletes, there are questions about scholarships, tuition, and school loans. But the section about claimed interactions with Dr. Strauss and the hostile environment at OSU might require extra pages. Many of the men we've talked to over the past 5 years detailed multiple encounters, repeated molestations, even rapes, that were reported to coaches and university officials who they say turned a blind eye. You might remember back in 2019, then university president Michael Drake apologized to Strauss victims.
We at The Ohio State University are deeply sorry for Strauss's abuse decades ago.
Now, OSU has to dig into its archives and fill out the defendant's fact sheet. Significantly, the university has to produce records, not just personnel policies, but medical records for plaintiffs treated by Strauss, and the names and positions of anyone working at OSU from 1978 to 98 who received even informal complaints about the doctor. They must produce reports by OSU about sexual harassment, abuse, or any other criminal act by Strauss made to the medical board or Department of Education. And they must produce job performance reviews for the doctor, who now has Ohio State facing millions of dollars in claims. And 3 people have to sign that the production of information and documents is complete and true: the president of the university, the chairman of the board, and counsel for Ohio State. The case management order was filed by the court just late yesterday. There is a tremendous amount of information that each side has to access and produce to the other side, and there is a deadline to do that. The responses and documents are due to be handed over Friday, March 29th.